Okay, let's see, where's everybody? Okay, so this morning we're going to do the iSCSI. And we have a test today, right? The Cisco 2 test.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay, this is implementing SAN with iSCSI. So you get an option sometimes. Let me record this one. Yeah.
Might want to record. There we go.
Okay. Let me see if I can give you a little picture. Paint. Let's see if I can paint this morning. Using paint. All right. So let's do this. Okay, so this is maybe thing we can do. You will be wondering what I'm doing, right? A good painter. So me and Arts, we fought apart. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I mean, usually this is very complicated topic, especially when it comes to storage. And if you are in high or enterprise environment, you're not going to use iSCSI. We use something called fiber channel. The fiber channel, basically, if you have a storage, okay, you have your own storage network. They call it fiber channel. See? If this one here is a storage right here, you get high available, high switch here, high bandwidth, connected your storage to your server, and from your server goes to high availability switch right here. And from this switch, this is the LAN basically. This is LAN. And this is your clients here. You see that? Those that your client. Uh, uh, right here. So it'll be like so. So that's what you see in most data center. And we have specialties in Cisco. They call data center CCNA data center. So if you want to work in data center, they teach you how to do all the fiber channels, how to connect, especially if you're dealing with enterprise environment, because you need really high speed um, network between your storage and your server and your clients. And that takes a lot of expertise and it's very, very, very expensive. It's not expensive only on the equipment, it's expensive on the staff that you need to hire. There's a data center engineer or something to deal with that kind of architecture. It takes a lot of knowledge to do it. I mean, it's not impossible, but that's specialties, like any other specialties. You will be specialized in data centers and storage. So the advantage of this one here, it give you good communication between the storage and your server. So there's you don't have to worry about what do you call, a packet drop. So this is give you high performance, high availability, and especially when you deal with data center like enterprise environment, because you want high availability. So high availability, and you didn't need to, and you need a high performance too. So if you target this kind of environment, you need to have some kind of specialties. Now, on the other hand, they said, okay, this is great, but you need it's specialized for some certain people. So we can design something called iSCSI. iSCSI looks like model. Basically, you don't need a special network. This is like fiber channel network right here. Let's see the circle right here. Okay, up to here. Okay, this is special fiber channel network. So it's all done with fiber channel. And this is your LAN right here. Now, when you deal with iSCSI, you get something like a storage. Oops, wrong shape. We out of shape. Let's see. So this is your storage. And this is maybe your server right here. And we have high-end switch right here. Another server right here. And you might have another storage right here. Okay. So you connect your storage to this server and to this server if you want for redundancy. Then these two will be, let's see, like so. And they'll be connected to, let's see, switch over here. And over here, of course, you will have your client. Okay. What shape right here. So this is your clients. It could be another servers, that's the client. So that will be connected to all that stuff right here. Will be connected to all. Okay, so basically all the infrastructure we use in iSCSI, you don't need a special infrastructure like a fiber channel. All is done with Ethernet, with LAN. Okay, this is your own LAN. Okay. Now somebody said, okay, if I need to implement all this like this, you need something like they mentioned in the book. They need something called iSCSI target, which is that's what they start right here. Is that right? Yep. So you'll be connected to your SAN, okay, to your server or servers, to your LAN. And this will be your clients right here. Now, the clients right here. So before you implement an iSCSI, you need something called iSCSI target first. And that's what that chapter talks about. So storage area network system that high-speed network technology to give server fast access to large amount of shared disk storage. You can set up SAN with Windows Server by using the iSCSI protocol. So that's what we use, the iSCSI protocol, to use it over the IP, which is the LAN. So two main components in Windows Server 2016 iSCSI SAN solution. Number one, so You're not going to have iSCSI solution if you don't know how to create something called iSCSI target. iSCSI target, according to little small hint here, will be the physical disk or the server that's connected to the virtual storage and the servers that's connected to it. So these components right here and this. That's what makes the iSCSI target. So you need to configure this one first. Then we have something called iSCSI initiator, which is this. The initiator basically is a client. And now when those guys trying to access the virtual storage, or the iSCSI actually, the iSCSI, and makes those guys to access a virtual disk is right here. And of course, because we have so many of them, so we need to identify each one of them, what part of the storage they accessing. And that's why we use something called LUN, iSCSI logical unit number. So that's basically the big picture. Now, if you need to go to details, we need to follow this information right here. So it's very important to understand the big picture first, what we're talking about. And that's what they say. iSCSI target, a logical storage space made available to iSCSI client by a server running the iSCSI target server role. Now, by default, as they say, when you go to storage, you're not going to see this component enabled. So what you need to do, what they say here, okay, so you need to go to enable that feature right here, target role service. So you need to do that. And we're going to see it in a few seconds. I'll show you where is this located. So the first component is iSCSI target. The second component, iSCSI initiator. And that's what they call the iSCSI client that send iSCSI commands to the iSCSI target. See? So the initiator send iSCSI command to iSCSI target, and each iSCSI initiator is assigned an iSCSI qualified name, which is IQN, that the target used to give it access to iSCSI storage. And the IQN format is kind of weird. I mean, it has a lot of different components in it. But this is done automatically, which is very good, very nice. That's done automatically because you don't have to worry about how this generated. And it's in a special format. Like, for example, IQN.1991-105.com.Microsoft, the server name, whatever the domain, and that. So you don't have to worry about this one here. But what you need to understand is the format, how this is generated. Okay, any question at this point? And this is basically simple what they're saying. This is the shared storage, local external storage connected to the iSCSI. I wish they have better graphics than this old looking servers. So this is the iSCSI target, and this is your LAN. So this one is connected with the iSCSI. This is the target. This is the switch, which is the LAN. And this is the initiator. So you have multiple servers connected to the LAN. And those guys are going to send iSCSI command to access the storage right here, to the iSCSI target. So that's basically the big picture. Okay, any question at this point? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wish we have the lab. This is a good lab, but this is really, you don't do that like on a daily basis unless if you deal with what? the data center. If you're in charge of data center, but at least it's a good idea to have like a general knowledge or to see the big picture how that works. Um, and the technology is improving. I mean, the first time I've seen this, I say, "Wait, this is hard to do." But once you have an idea what's going on, is not really hard. We have usually what happen is because you need high bandwidth. This particular switch is a special switch. Maybe it's like 10 gig ports in it. They have a different Cisco series. They call it Nexus switches. So if you have a time, sometimes you can search for it, the Nexus switches. So you can see what I'm talking about. So they have like 10 to 40 gig port. I mean, the high bandwidth ports, the more expensive the Nexus switch. They start at maybe $6, $7, $8,000, $9,000 and up. So it's like when you buy those kind of switches, like you're buying a car. Okay, very expensive. But and that's why people move into the cloud, because if you have a business and instead of building your own data centers, you can lease all these servers you want on the cloud, and you don't have to worry about all that stuff right here. But that's the specialties to think about if you want to be in charge of storage and SAN and all kind of stuff. Okay, so they're talking about implementing a SAN with iSCSI. First, we need to understand what a SAN is. What's a SAN? Storage area network. Basically, I don't know if anybody seen a SAN before.
No.
We have at the building we bought like 2012. So like high rack like this. It's like a stall like 6 feet or so. Okay, like this. And this is basically a massive amount of drives, hard drives. Now, the one we bought 2012 or so was like maybe SATA or SAS. And now it's improvement. Actually, it's the weird things about it. I just received an email from a storage company. Okay, so every day they have a special products improve the access of storage, because this is usually the bottleneck. And the reason why you need high bandwidth in this one, but because first of all, you have a lot of data stored in here, including virtual machines. You follow what I'm saying? Including virtual machines. So can you imagine if you turn all the virtual machine in one time, how much traffic this is going to generate? And that's why they recommend never shut down your virtual machines. But now the products is improving over and over and over. So let me see if I can find that email. Anyway, I'll show you. They have a special company. Let me see if I have it. Outlook. What's the name of that company? It talks about storage. Let's see. Anyway, I'll get you the name of it. But it's good to for your own knowledge. If you like to work with those kind of companies, or you want to set up or learn their technology, it's good to Google it and see what they offer. I'll get you the name. I don't have it with me right now, so looks like Tom Grady. Maybe that's it. Yeah, they call it purestorage.com. If you go to purestorage.com, you can see. Yep. That's the name of the company, purestorage.com. Anyway, so block level storage seen by the storage client as local drive. So whatever we have, whatever storage right here, block of storage right here. Now, from the initiated perspective, they see it as local drive because this is assigned to each initiator. We assign a block of storage. Let me put this one here so you can see. So block level storage seen by the storage client as local drive. Now the file level storage that the client has access to only as files and folders. And when this file shared is file level storage, but to identify it, we need to use some kind of what? The iSCSI target makes storage available to iSCSI initiators as iSCSI virtual disk, and we have to give it a number. We need to identify it, and that's what we call it, the iSCSI logical unit number. So I think they have questions on the test about, you need to know the difference between the IQN and between the iSCSI logical unit number, which is a reference ID to logical drive the iSCSI initiator uses when access storage on the iSCSI target server. So that's very, very, very important to know what iSCSI logical unit number is. And you know the difference between IQN and the iSCSI logical number. So, because you might have different clients, and different clients they need to be referenced for the storage, what storage they accessing or they need to access by this number, by none. LUN, they call it LUN. And this is not the first time we've seen the word LUN, logical unit number. We used to use that also a long time ago when we used to use the SCSI controller. SCSI disks. Because on the SCSI controller, you have a daisy chain. And on the daisy chain, you can connect multiple drives or devices, like storage devices. And you need to identify each one of them. And usually we identify them by the LUN, by the logical unit number. Any question at this point? Okay, so implementing SAN with iSCSI, that's what we need to do. Configure an iSCSI target first. The two components makes up iSCSI target software in Windows Server, iSCSI target server, and the iSCSI target storage provider. So you need to have a storage first. And you need to enable this feature. You need to go to role in the storage, and you need to enable it. After you do that, the steps: install iSCSI target server role service, and optionally the iSCSI targets storage provider. And this is like steps you have to do. Now, let me see. It's like a wizard you have to follow. Let me see if I can get my server. Oh, let's see. I don't have too much. Let's see. What do you call that? Remote desktop. Right. Let's see. Okay. So what I did yesterday, last night, basically. I created three machines. this is basically my host. And nose. Look. Let me leave that. Hypervisor. Now when I go to my Hyper-V manager, and I need to go to my servers all running. We have server 1, this is the great server 2, this is a regular server. I joined the domain, so I'm assign the domain, and this is server 3. So if you create this one here, click on it. Let's see. It's probably the domain, so password. Let's see what we have here. So we have to go to the dashboard, which is server. And if you go add roles and features in here, you go next. This local server becomes the server we have here. You go next. Okay. You go on the server storage. See that? This is. You see that file and storage server services. So if you expand this one here, this is time right here, it's like an arrow. If you click on it, you can expand on it. This is where you see the file size of the server. So you click on it, another click right here, another arrow. You expand it. And this is where you put the target. I already installed it last night, so all what you have to do, you click on this one, check mark right here. See that? I still the target. So after that, you go next. It's already installed, so if you want to use it after you install it, you have to use this one here. You have to go to this part right here. File storage and services. You expand it. Then this ice cut right here. And from here, you probably go to task. And you need to put a new ice cut virtual disk. So you go right here. And then you follow the ice cut virtual disk description. So where are you going to put it? So when I created a couple of disks, which is E, go over here, and you go to the disk management. The disk management I created. I created this one here. This one, 20 gig. Which is E0F. No, E. This is F right here, which is, let's see, what's F? So if I go to the files folder and check F, what's on F? What's on E? Okay, so it's on E. What's E? Okay, so E is 50 gig. Okay, so we have the 50 gig on E. So what I did on E, I would put this. That's why I went into this right here. Okay. So now I'm going to go to back to this one here, and I'm going to go to E, which is 50 gig. Okay, so we're going to go past. You search for this, if you wanted this, browse, path, select folder, okay, say next. I said target. It's supposed to be the next step. Not needed. I got the okay. That's how you put this will save on this. Where's the next? Let's see it on my screen. Let's see. Try this out. I gotta see the screen for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna look for it and see why it's not seeing it. Okay, well, I don't want to waste time, but what I'd like to do over the weekend, I'm gonna record the video and send the video, see how it's figured. And that will be better for both of us. So this way we want to be more prepared, see where it is that mile supposed to be. But anyway, so that's what is it? That's what we need to do. We need to create the target server. And we need to create the target storage. That's what I was doing on the disk. Create something called data, whatever. Then, so we set it up. After that, I created an ISD assign one more ISD virtual disk. So that's why I was going to key. And step 2, we combine, we use ISD virtual disk. It's supposed to say next, finish. Now, after you do this, you do the ISD initiator. We figure out ISD virtual disk, blah, blah, so you do the location, the name, the target, ISD select authorization, you need to put in any authentication here, and that's how you create. I'm gonna record a video for you to see how all of this, okay, so you can see it on the video. I'll do this again, so. Now, the initiator, basically, you have to go to the tools, I believe. So, let's see if we have one. Let's see. There we go. The problem with something like this is, small screen, let's see. Okay, what's that? I show you one, yes. So what we need is, I guess, too many options. Which one I shoot? What is my server? Let's see. I lost my it's not lost it somewhere. It's hidden somewhere. Maybe. Or missing. No. I have one screen here, so it's hard. We don't know how to screen. Anyway, so I go to. Okay, let's see. I guess I can do it from here. So we go here. We gotta assume this is the server, okay? So I go to tools right here. And that's on the other server. As you can see, click on the ISS initiator, okay? And that's Microsoft has server not running. The server is required to be started at ISS function correctly. So to start over now, and have server started automatically, you click yes, and then you pursue. So this is how you start the initiator. Of course, you don't want to make the initiator on the same server that you need to run in the target. So this is supposed to be on a different server. Okay. That's the process. I'm going to do a video on that so you can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. It's not hard, but you have to follow it step by step. And because I'm open the screen, I have only one screen. Once I'm up the server, both screens, I can see it better. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the built in server, and with this, later. So really, on the initiator, you do any operating system. What I mean by any operating system is basically be on server or Windows 10 or Windows 8. So when you open the first time, as the initiator properly box open, you'll specify the target connect. How do you want the target connect? Usually you can put the IP address, or you can use you have a DNS with the name of the server that's running the target, and you can resolve that name, and it's going to make sense in the box. And that's how you connect it to the target. So we will specify target connect with. It's not primarily unless you figure it yourself. So I think this is the hardest part. And you can configure it to do so on the bottom, and devices have ISS initiate properly like locks. So I think this is going to make sense to you unless you see it in action. So I'm trying to ensure that video for you. We can do that. Okay. So the question is, why have we to go through all this mess? Why? We need to go through all ISS and fiber channel, all that stuff. It's basically the whole idea is to create high availability and to have some kind of what do you call it? How do you do high availability again? It's to create some kind of less servers, and you need to have some kind of common storage for all the server. So if one server goes down, so you'll have another server or servers to pick up. So the internet storing services. You have ISS IP-based protocols used to communicate between ISS client and server, and you have the initiator run the protocol, and of course you have management devices and fiber channel. So this gives you, for example, ISS for the following benefits. For ISS and a lot of networks, the ISS initiated use ISS to discover ISS target. So ISS target uses ISS by registering with the ISS server to adapt status and available to ISS initiate. So this is part of all the storage environments to manage the storage. So I know it's unless if you run on the wizard, then you can see it. And that's the IQN format I was talking about earlier, the normal IQN at 1991 and 5 Microsoft plus remaining name and all that stuff. So you can see that. So all of this is not going to make sense until you do it. And I think in your lab, they supposed to have implementing say and ISSC. Actually, yes, I have one lab, 5 That's 5 Yeah, lab 5 So that's several services and ISSC push this. Yes, so you have like 4 labs. Then they tell you 5 configure ISSC. So they do those labs, the labs, so you'll have better understanding what we're talking about. If you don't do it, just talk about it like this. It's not going to do you too much good. But at least you understand, you see the big picture. Let's see if I can at least start understanding what happened to you. I go back to my I want to get this good. This is with wizard. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, okay. Let's see this time. We're gonna work. Okay, so I select one. So let's start with wizard. I think we can see it. Anyway, I have to see something. Quick.
Mr. Charif.
Yeah.
You got actually see.
I'm sorry.
You didn't.
You see something? Did you say?
Before you
Yes, that's a good one. Sorry. I'm doing it on the server. At least I definitely purchased this vision. Say, I got something that's why. Yes. start over here. Number 2. Okay, so 5 loaded. Steady. Say. This one's over. Yeah, it's not anything like that's supposed to. I need to have that sleep on my server. It'll be a lot easier for me to see. Okay, so this is all loud. It's really. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it now. But it's good to do. I'm not trying to register it. I have a special software I can record it for you. So I'm going to do this last video and we can show you how to do the ISD and the initiator stuff. And then you have a lot of different, what do you call it? Different configuration for hot servers and all that stuff. I'm not going to do it on the video. Okay. Let's see how much stuff we have. Now, one thing I mentioned to testing that I have this morning on the Cisco test. Part of the test I'm supposed to do, I could change the link. Remember how we, let's see, maybe I can show you. I want you to be surprised what we're talking about. I gave you an instruction, but I want you to be surprised. Okay, as you can see from here, by default, which one is going to be the root bridge? This, right? This switch. Yeah. Because they all have equal cost. Looks like this is right here is locked. So on the test, I'm going to tell you to make, for example, this one bridge or this. Okay. So if I tell you to make this bridge. Okay, so you have to take, you need to know the status of this port and this port. Then, you need to take this link out. Actually, you need to take this link out. You follow those instructions, whatever. And you replace it. And you replace it. Okay, so you make this under bridge. Okay, so if you see like this, make this the bridge. This is going to be link. This is going to be designated. This is going to be the port. This is going to be the root port. So my question is, as you replace this link, and you need to put like 4 Ethernet channels using the PAGE in it. Okay. So you put like last and then 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. Okay, like I did. You don't have to do it wrong. You don't have anything. Just replace this link by 4 fiber channel. And after you do that, you're going to tell me what is the report on this switch and why. Okay? Get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. This is another thing is whenever you take a test, these do this. You go to this part right here and put your name. Put your name and address. Okay. So that's the only two requirements I'm asking you to do. Is that clear? I don't want you to be surprised on the test. Okay. Now, if you don't understand any instruction in this test, just shoot me an email so I'll understand step 3 or step 4 or whatever. So we can, okay, in the meantime, I need to start my server right here. So I'll have, let's see. Let's see what I need to do. See if we can something. This is if we can target name. But anyway, if not, we'll do it. Okay, this is better, at least. So, this one okay, so, okay, so this is, library. Okay, so that's what we have. So I made this one domain, and this is a server 2. This is where I'm going to install the target. And when I figure this one out, initiated. And that's where we have our problem. Let's see. Okay, so this is better now. And that's what you need to do. You got the storage right here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this. New virtual disk. Let me check this. Yeah. Just say next. And that's how you do it. You say next. Now I can see it. See next, and you put the name for it. And after you do that next, you go next. So I'm going to postpone this one till the recording. So that's how you initiate it. Put the name here, whatever name you want to put. Then this is going to prompt you for next. Then you need to, I'll show you in the video. So I'll stop it right here. We'll do the video so you can see the full video instead of going to pieces. All right, so I think this is it for today. Expect to see that video tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna record it for you, and I'm gonna give you a few time to review for the test. The test is gonna be at what? The Cisco test. 9:25.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna give you 2 hours for the skills. Okay. Any question about anything? I know I'm not. Sorry for the inconvenience for the. I couldn't make it to work like it's supposed to do on the server, but I'm gonna record it for you so you can see it.
Okay.
Any question?
I know you already
Yes, sir.
mentioned what we have to do for the skills test, but will there also be instructions within packet tracer file or assignment, just so we can look back on it?
Yeah, you go to assignment, and from the assignment, I'm gonna put the name of the assignment is gonna be STP or something like that. And I'll put some kind of instructions in there, and I'm gonna upload the topology as usual in the files folder. And you can open it from the files folder and configure the switches like we talked about.
Sounds good.
It shouldn't take you long to do it. I mean, it's straightforward, but you're gonna use a lot of the show command to report what you see. And maybe one thing I forgot to mention, maybe it's a good idea to put the MAC addresses for each switch on the side of it, so you can see. And the best way to do the MAC addresses first, whenever you see the pictures, you can go to the one with root bridge. You copy the MAC address for it. Then you go to the next one, show spanning tree protocol. Then you can see the root and the MAC address of the other the switch, and you put it next to it. I mean, you should know by now how to pull the MAC address for the switch, right?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
hard to do? Let's see. Just wait. Oh, there we go. So now this is one without the MAC address. I mean, this is just going to be the switch. Click here. This is a label. Entry. Okay. So I know this is the root bridge because it has designated. Plus, there's no cost involved. Yeah, there's no cost over here. So this is my MAC address. All you do is you select it, right click on it, you copy it, you go over here, and you paste it. Okay, it's not gonna paste, so you put Control V. So now this is my MAC address for this switch. And another one to do the second switch. And it is the same thing. You should the same command. Show scanning rate. Okay, so now when you do show instances, show scanning rate, it's going to tell you who is the root bridge. And you can see this is the root bridge with this MAC address, which is matched to this. But if you scroll down here, this is the MAC address of the switch you are on. So right click that, copy it, and do the same process. Make a space for it and put Control V to paste it. Okay. And the same thing in here. So you can do the same, repeat the same step. Show spanning tree. That's the easiest way. And you can see the ports here, the status of the port. One of them is root and the other one is alternate. And that's what you need to do on the test. You need to say, for example, before you change the link and after, you need to know the status of those two ports. So as you can see, the root bridge, the switch with the root bridge is that this one has this MAC address. And to reach it from this switch, it costs 4, which is this link right here. So, and the MAC address of this switch is this right here. So you right click on it, you copy it, and you do paste right here. Okay. Now, what you need to do after you take this link, Now, this is the step. The second step, what you need to do after you record this, then you need to make this one the root bridge or a different one. And now that it's going to change the status of the ports. After you make the root bridge, basically, if you make this one a root bridge, what's going to happen? This is going to be what? The root port at this point, right? So what happened if you replace this one? No, if you replace this one with fast Ethernet, Ether channel, are this one's gonna stay the root port or not? You understand?
Yeah.
Because now this is the root port, the root bridge. This is the root bridge. So you document this one here, this one here, and this in it. The next step, okay, I want to ask you, okay, to do this one as a root port. I'm sorry, as a root bridge. This is the root bridge. Then this becomes what? A root port, and this becomes a root port. And one of them is going to be blocked here or here. Now, after you document it, then I'm going to ask you to change this link to Ether channel. Now, if you change to Ether channel, what's going to happen in here? Which one's going to be the root bridge? This or this? You follow? So that's what you need to do. Any question?
No, sir.
Is that clear or?
Yes, sir.
It's straightforward. So, I mean, if you have a question, just shoot me an email. Okay, so I'm going to activate the test exactly at 9:25. And after you finish the online exam, I'm going to give you 2 hours to do the other one.
Okay.
You should do it in like less than an hour, but I give you 2 hours.
All right.
All right. I'll see you then.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.